Good morning!
Welcome to the third installment of our flower and garden videos. This should be all new video footage for everyone. We're gonna have a great time. We have 3 food booths we haven't done yet or haven't completed, so we're hoping to do that. And then, spoiler alert, we're gonna do Spike Scavenger Hunt today. So we're either gonna make it really easy for you or we're gonna spoil your fun. So if you don't wanna see the Spike, stop before. But we do hope you'll join us for most of the day. Today from Food Booth is from Sunshine Griddle over here right next to Test Track. So again, you'll probably hear Test Track in the background.
As a matter of fact, it's right across from the exit to Test Track.
Over by the Cool Wash, if you know where that is. So we've already had their corned beef hash and their cinnamon bites, their fried cinnamon roll bites. I had to try the shrimp and grits. I love shrimp and grits. This is blackened shrimp and cheddar cheese grits with brown gravy and sweet corn salsa. It's $7.25. So first is one of these big, beautiful shrimp. I'm gonna have to just take a bite of this because if I tried to shove that entire thing in, it would definitely be a molly. Not dainty at all.
And you're usually so dainty.
I'm daintier than you are.
That's not very difficult.
The blackening is really good on there. Definitely has a little heat, a little spice, but it's not overpowering. Now, unfortunately, this is not what grits are supposed to look like. I actually got spoons because I thought this would be grits. It's almost like a grit cake, but let me try it with a bite of this corn salsa. They may not be what I usually see for grits, but they are not dry, which is nice. When I saw it kind of gummed together in a ball, I was afraid they'd be dry. They're not. Cheddar cheese doesn't really come through very much, but I think altogether, this is a pretty good dish. We'll have to see about whether it survives the rest or if it gets worse. We'll see.
Well, it's an interesting looking dish. The shrimp are huge, and there seem to be plenty of them. So we'll see. I'm gonna try one of these shrimp. I'm not dainty. The shrimp is pretty good. It's very mildly seasoned. So I'm gonna try some of the grits now. Well, that's not quite what I was expecting in grits. I usually like them a little creamier than that. It's more like a grit cake. There's a little heat to it, but mostly it's pretty bland. There's not a lot of spice in any of this dish. So, on presentation, you know, even with those big old shrimp on top, and they are some big shrimp, it's really not that pretty. So I'd probably give it a 4. On flavor, it's kind of forgettable. I'd give it another 4.
I really liked shrimp and grits. These were not bad. The worst so far was unfortunately at Boat Rights over in Port Orleans, Riverside. I thought these were fairly simple. The corn salsa, they could have used a sweeter corn like they had in Mexico. So it really kind of just added some crunch. The grits, I couldn't call them a grit cake so much because they're not dry. The cheese really keeps them from being too dry. So all in all, I liked it better than Art did, but I wouldn't get it again. I'm gonna wait for Port Orleans French Quarter to open up and go get some really good shrimp and grits. So we're actually out here between Canada and the UK, but what we have is our food from Northern Bloom, the food booth in Canada. Canada was popular for, well, more for me, I think. The first is seared scallops with French green beans, buttered potatoes, brown butter vinaigrette, and applewood smoked bacon. That's $7. We're also going to have the beef tenderloin chips, mushroom bordelaise sauce, and whipped potatoes with garden vegetables. The griddled maple pound cake with warm peach compote and sweet corn gelato. And the 81 Bay Brewing apricot with maple syrup out of Tampa. So, like I said, Canada's very popular with us. So, one of these scallops first. They look wonderful. And they are big scallop. That's the little one. Oh, nice and tender. Once upon a time, I didn't think I liked scallops. I think maybe I only had chewy ones. It's a good scallop, but the vinaigrette really takes over the taste. So, I'm slightly disappointed in that. You have these beautiful big scallops and you can't really taste the scallop. They should have put the vinaigrette over the potatoes, because that would have been really good. The potatoes are just kind of plain. And I'm gonna guess the green beans are too. Oh, these don't want to do that. Perfectly cooked, still a little crunchy. Vinaigrette there is good. So, they really probably should have put the vinaigrette under and then set the scallops on top, because that would have let the scallops shine through better. But it's not a bad dish at all. It's just a little disappointing.
Okay, I've always liked scallops, so I'm looking forward to this. All right, a scallop. Oh, that's good. And the vinaigrette on top of it is absolutely delicious. Tastes a lot like the vinaigrette you get on a wilted spinach salad with the little pieces of bacon in it. Just delightful. The little new potato is cooked perfectly. Very nice. Could try one of the green beans.
Watch out, they don't fold well.
Well, I got 2 green beans. Let's see how delicate I can be.
Look like a cookie monster.
Oh, they're cooked just right. Still a lot of crunch to them. It's easy to overcook green beans. Just delightful. On presentation, it's kind of pretty. I give it a 6. On taste, I really like this. I'd give it maybe a 7, 7.5.
So first, the wind is really picking up out here, so we'll see. It's actually trying to blow my purse off the table. So anything that you put a gelato or an ice cream on top of a cake, it's gonna melt really quickly anyway. By the time you find a table during a food festival, forget it. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to taste this gelato, which is a shame, because sweet corn gelato sounds kind of interesting. Try a little bit of this griddled maple pound cake. All I'm really tasting is the maple, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I do think I can taste a little bit of the sweet corn gelato in there. It's really good with the peach compote. That is delicious. And it's about to get super, super loud here, so you might have to hear Art's review of this later. I like it. I'm not sure I would buy it again. So now, the apricot ale with maple syrup. The nose is much fruitier, but there is an apricot kind of after blend into the ale. I like it, but it's pretty much plain ale.
I'm ready to try the apricot ale with maple syrup. I'm not a big beer fan, so we'll see what I think. It's okay, but I don't like it.
So we moved away from the table because of the wind over the lake was really bad and it kept blowing things off the table even. But pretty much still stands with the scallops and the beef. The cake though, got a little bit of that sweet corn gelato made into a sauce, and then the popcorn. I'm telling you, the popcorn made it. Very nice texture. It was still a little crispy. And that popcorn plus the maple and the maple of the cake and the peaches, that was really, really good. So, Canada almost batted a 0. They almost struck out with us. But the cake saved the day for Canada. Definitely would get the cake again. However, when you're eating popcorn, the kernels that didn't pop usually fall to the bottom of the bowl of the bag, right? They don't if they're stuck on sweet corn gelato. So if you get that cake, be careful.
The beef tenderloin tips were beef, but they weren't tender. They were overcooked And I even got a piece of gristle or something that I couldn't even chew. The potatoes that came with it, the mashed potatoes, were absolutely delicious. They didn't over mash them, so there were still little chunks in there, and I just loved that. So the mashed potatoes were good, but that's not why you bought it. You bought it for the beef, and the beef was not good. The maple pound cake surprised me. I am the one person in the world who does not like peaches, and they really added to this. And when the gelato melted, it made a beautiful sauce. The cake was delicious, and with the popcorn on top of it, just nailed it. So on presentation on the cake, I'd give it an 8. On flavor, I'd give it another 8. I really enjoyed it.
Well, here we are trying to stay out of the wind and get some videoing done. Crazy group walking down the stairs says, "Hey, take our picture." So of course we did. They said they want to see it. We don't know, of course, if they will. Pretty sure they said they were from Pennsylvania. I hope I remembered correctly though. Hey look, we found our first spike of the day. Now, the signs in front, those are the stickers. So I could probably guess on some of these on the back, but English Tea Garden, right here between Lady Grey Black and the Rose Garden Black, is Spike at the Camellia.
Our next spike is in the World Showplace, all the way at the back by the bromeliad tree. And there he is.
Well, Spike is here in the French Garden, back in the back, in the Rose Garden. Unfortunately, I am currently standing in the line space for the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. So if you get here at the wrong time, there's a whole row of people standing between you and Spike. So it's okay if you're searching and you're just going to use the stickers. It's not so good if you're trying to do this and tell spoilers.
We're here in Morocco and we found another Spike. He's hiding behind the bell peppers here in the Morocco Spice Garden.
Another day at Epcot with not quite everything accomplished.
You know, I had a really big week at work and I kind of am getting tired. So we're going to call it a day, but we still got some things done.
We got 2 of our 3 food booths, and we got 4 spikes. 4 spikes out of the Pollen-nation Exploration. So that was fun, and we will continue in the next one, probably.
Yes, we will. Part 4.
Part 4. Maybe we'll finish it that day.
So, with that said, I'm Art.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this is Our Life on the Go.